As a communications coach, I'm constantly watching great corporate speakers to find techniques anyone can use to improve the way they tell the story behind a company or a product. I wrote 2 books on Steve Jobs because I believe he's one of the most skilled presenters in the world. Here's an example. On Wednesday, October 20th, Steve Jobs introduced some new products in a presentation titled Back to the Mac. He used several techniques that you can adopt in your very next presentation to add more impact to your message. First, share the stage. Nobody wants to hear from one person for an hour or an hour and a half. Frankly, that gets a little boring and doesn't show a lot of teamwork. Find a way to share the stage. The Back to the Mac presentation lasted for 90 minutes. Steve Jobs was joined by 5 other Apple employees who, of course, had specialized knowledge in areas related to the products they introduced. Now, I realize you can't bring along 5 of your colleagues for every sales call, but try to find ways to incorporate other team members as co-presenters, whether that person shows up in person, on the phone, via Skype, or on a video clip. Second, put numbers in perspective. Steve Jobs and other Apple speakers always put big numbers into context. For example, Apple COO Tim Cook said the Mac represents 33% of Apple's revenue. Most people would have stopped there, but he went further. He said that works out to $22 billion. And he went further. He said if that division were a standalone company, it would rank as the 110th largest company in America. Don't let big numbers stand alone. Make them memorable by putting them into a context that people understand. Third, stick to the rule of 3. The human mind can only consume about 3 or maybe 4 points in short-term memory. So why give people 22 things to remember? When Steve Jobs introduced iLife 11 on Wednesday, the next version of Apple's popular software, he said that it comes with many new features, but he'd like to highlight 3 applications: iPhoto, iMovie, and GarageBand. He typically does that in most presentations. He'll focus on 3 things. It works. A person can have the greatest idea in the world, breakthrough products, a unique service, but it's very hard to convince anyone unless you master communication skills. Steve Jobs has been working at mastering those skills for decades, and he has something to teach the rest of us.